Hello, Irish Wood Music Optimistic here, and today I'm going to be doing a review of this new track, Sneks album, Fall Is Over. First, before the review starts, I want to say, I hate each and every one of you for not watching the last video. What, isn't Everything discography rank just a bit too niche for you? Sorry. If it gets you to watch them, they sound like Radiohead. They're my favorite band. They are so good. Yeah, you should definitely listen to it. But yeah, this is the latest record from, indie, post-rock, artsy, former hip-hop adjacent artists. They don't want to be called a rapper and stuff, and I 100% get why, because I've felt this way forever. Their music is not rap, has never been rap. Even their first album, Reviewer Attention, which had more hip-hop inspired drums, still had different, more ambient, progressive leanings to it that did not point to the hip-hop genre, but I feel like a lot of people put it in that category just because some of the drums and some of the more monotone flows that they tend to go with could be categorized as something along the lines of, like, Earl Sweatshirt? I don't know, putting this guy's music into a category is kind of fucking hard because it's different from most anything else that I've heard. Like, not to say that this album is like the most out there thing in the world or anything. No, if you like Microphones or even fucking, what was the other one that I was thinking of? Fucking hell. There was another fucking influence that I was gonna point out for this record, but it is 10:49 p.m. I don't have my charging brick to use my good light, so this video is not going to look great anyway. And my brain is complete mush. But I've listened to this album so many times that I just have to fucking talk about it. By the way, I'm recording this on July 11th, the day the album came out, and telling you that I've listened to it so many times already, you should be able to tell I do like this album kind of a lot, and so let me ramble about that. And look, I knew that I was going to like this album. This album isn't like shocking. I didn't go into expecting to hate it, especially because I loved their last album, maybe on Mars, so much that made pretty high on my year-end list. And the singles going into this one were pretty fucking phenomenal. Like Unstoppable Force. This song is just mwah. Magnificent. I will say this is one of the tracks that I have a couple issues with. The main one on this one being the progression of it feels a little bit drawn out by the end because of Sneks' very monotone, stoic delivery on most of these tracks. You know, it's his thing at this point. It's just what he does. He's never had a really wild delivery, but at least on this record, he's embracing it a bit more and putting a bit more energy into it. And it sounds a bit more focused and, I guess impassioned would be the way I would describe it, but it's not like it's very energetic or in your face. It's very much a delivery and sound that you're going to have to be honing in on to be able to get a full grasp of. But on this song, I feel like it works for the most part until about like the mid-section when there's like a minute and a half, 2 minutes left. I feel like by that point, with the same motif and same rhythm being hammered into your head again and again and again as these instruments layer on and layer on, it's a really beautiful sound. However, it does get a little bit monotonous and repetitive by that point, but pretty soon after you feel like it's getting to this point where it's like, hey, something should shift up. Something should progress here. It hits you with these massive fucking drums, these massive fucking synths, these massive... It's just a giant climax that... their last record hinted at. Their last record with tracks like Forest Song and there were tracks on there that just like hinted towards the progression and potential of this record that we're getting here. And Unstoppable Force, the first single that I heard from it, I believe. I think that was the first one I heard. It doesn't even matter. But like, it's great. It's fucking phenomenal. Not my favorite song because, you know, the progression issue, but it's fucking great. It's magnificent. My favorite fucking song is the one that comes right before that, Uninvited Tranquility, and this one is just... where do I even start with this? So this song is pretty crushing, in my opinion. Like, sonically, it gets to some pretty fucking euphoric moments, but lyrically, it's about, like, feeling just weird jealousy, hatred, self-doubt, because they were like not invited to this thing or that their friends are at. I woke up today and the party started hours ago. It's strange. I sit on the ledge of my bed. It doesn't make sense at this point. I check on my phone, 0 alerts. I'm left confused, but it's fine. I go out on my day. I check out on my porch. I look at the rug. There's nothing there. And I start to think that what if they didn't want me there in the first place? So I start to resent. I start to hate someone I didn't even know. Pretty much just feeling left out of like social things and feeling like you're less than, feeling like you're not really a part of a thing that you thought you were. Very much feelings that I can very much fucking relate to. And this song crushing. But somehow, despite the lyrics on this thing being so fucking dour, it still hits some goddamn euphoric highs. Like the part near the back end where you get this the trade-off between like the guitars and like the bass line, just going back and forth as that bass line just pans from each ear. What the actual fuck? Like, it's phenomenal. It's fucking phenomenal. It's almost jazz. It's almost jazzy. It's almost, what do I even say about that? Not to mention the crushing indie rock passage that comes right before that, and then transitions into that mind-meltingly out there thing. It's just, The person who made this is 15? 16? And this is like genuinely some of the most mind-breaking indie I've heard this decade. Fucking what? Dreamcast is another one of my favorite songs here, and it was also released as a single, but I never really made the time to get to it because I'm lazy. Sorry. I mean, you should know I'm lazy if you're subscribed to this channel. I took like a 2-month break after my 1-month break that was announced. You know, I just don't like doing things sometimes. And yeah, had I heard this song, I probably would have cried the same way that I've cried almost every time it comes on. I don't know, something about the song just feels so nostalgic and touching. And it could be the bells at the beginning, it could be the fucking synth that comes at the beginning that reminds me of some sort of like GameCube or Dreamcast game. Yeah, this one is just utterly beautiful. It's just, oh my God. And that's pretty much my reaction to this album every time that I have listened to it. Like the 4 times that I've listened to it today is just, Because let me remind you, not only is this kid like 15, but they're also making this in BandLab, I think. I could be fucking wrong, but I'm pretty sure they're working in BandLab. You know, the DAW that like only like generic trap beats and Ace of Thorns comes out of. Yeah, these weird fucking next level microphones glow part 2 type sounds are coming out of fucking BandLab of all places. My mind would be blown if this was being made in something like Ableton, but it's being made on a shoestring shoebox, fucking back alley type DAW. How are you doing? Like the fucking muted acoustic strumming on I'm Exhausted sound like something that you would have gotten in a pro studio years ago, like decades ago, in like the golden ages of indie rock revivalism. But again, this is a kid on BandLab. And it's not like this is a throwback to the indie rock revivalism era, because there's so many passages of like synths and these beautiful digital touches, like the fucking synths that close off I'm Exhausted, or the fucking glitchy synth on the Dreamcast. Like there are so many touches here that call to the modern aesthetics that we have now, but also bring back that beautiful touching old sound from like the 2000s. It's Wake Up You're Still Alive, which, you know, wrong you're, but it's fine. Starts off with a sound that I can only say reminds me of like Rina Sawayama's Shut the Fuck Up, like the intro guitar thing. I don't think it's a direct influence because I don't even know if he knows that Rina Sawayama exists, but I don't know, just a thing I noticed. But yeah, the synth that starts off this song and then progresses into these acoustic guitars is pretty much what I'm talking about. It feels like a trade-off between the old school and the new school, these blending of sounds together, and his very monotone delivery. I was kind of mixed on in the past. I still think there are some passages on Meet Me on Mars, and especially on his debut, that definitely could have been hammered out more. But I think for the most part on this record, any qualms that I have with his delivery have pretty much seeped away. Like on the final track here, fucking Follows Over / You Have Faith, he's singing pretty clearly. Like it's honestly kind of wild how much his voice has progressed throughout the years. But I mean, like I said before, he's literally a kid. No shit, his voice is gonna be progressing. But yeah, I don't even know what to say. I feel like I'm stumbling over myself to compliment this record. And let me continue to do so. This final track, Follows Over, You Have Faith. It's 8.5 minutes, just like Forest Song was, my favorite song of the last record, and this one takes the progressive nature of that one and goes even fucking further with it. Like, this song is just post-rock magic. There's like these weird knife sharpening sounds is the only way I can describe them. I don't think that's what they are. The guitars are absolutely beautiful. The drums are beautiful. I think the drums are literally MIDI. I think like half of this is probably MIDI. I know the guitars are. I know he can play guitar, but like, again, how are you making these sounds out of fucking BandLab? Out of motherfucking BandLab. I almost broke my fucking mic. I shouldn't do that again. This album is just stunner after stunner after stunner after stunner, and it kind of defies my expectations. I expected this to be good, don't get me wrong, I really expected to like this, but I honestly did not expect to have my fucking mind blown again and again and again by this monstrous production, the immaculate songwriting, the way he fuses all these different sounds that don't even sound like they would make sense together, puts them all together into this really organic sounding record that just, it's so emotional, it's so nostalgic as well. Like, one of the biggest reasons why I feel like I've clicked with this record in the way that I have is because I've not had a good year at fucking all. And I have an idea for a video that I'm gonna do later in the year about it, but so this record being so nostalgic and being as at some points euphoric as it is, and at some points crushing as it is, especially on the lyrical end, it really had me thinking on memories and stuff that I had that really hurt to not be with, to not have anymore. And this record just took me to places, to times that I miss so desperately. And reminded me of the high highs that I had and the low lows that came with the ending of that thing. And yeah, this record, being as beautiful as it is and as consistently it just touched a nerve. It just touched a fucking nerve that I hope it isn't just that. I know it isn't just that. He's improved at every fucking aspect. Everything about this record is a step up from Meet Me on Mars, from the immaculate songwriting to the even more immaculate, mind-bending goddamn production, even to his vocals and his lyricism, which, like I said, can be kind of crushing. I fucking hate when it goes to screensaver. Yeah, this record, it's phenomenal. 9+. It's so good. It's so good. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Bye.